Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. We have a new guest on Talking Fitchburg. I'm so excited to introduce you to Kacie. Kacie is from Hy-Vee and is the dietitian for Hy-Vee here in Fitchburg. And maybe other locations, but she's our Fitchburg one, and it's special. Kacie, welcome to the show. Welcome to the set. Glad to have this new partnership with you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really excited to be here and start collaborating every month.
Yeah, we're excited. We're gonna explore anything and everything into her world and dietitian wise. Get your questions answered. Anything we can come up with. We're gonna kind of look at the trends. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And today we want our viewers to get to know you and what a dietitian really is. So as we dive into it, what do dietitians do? The big question.
What do dietitians do? That is a great question. We do a lot of different things. So as you mentioned, I work at Hy-Vee right now. So I do a lot of different things just even in that position. We have a broad scope that we do. So people will come to me and talk to me just one-on-one nutrition counseling. That's what people usually think of for
that
dietitians.
Was my first thought when you know, and we've worked with others as well, but that was my first. Is like, well, I want to be healthy, so make me healthy.
Right. Yeah. So usually we'll talk one-on-one with somebody and kind of change your habits, and that's one thing that I do. We do work one-on-one with people, and I have that service. We also will take people around the store, and that's why it's really helpful to have dietitians in a grocery store, because you're right there where people are making their choices for food, so I can point them out to these better options. And we also have cooking classes that are there in the store as well for kids and adults. I do a lot of things like that. There's a lot of other things that I can do like this.
The PR thing is a really important piece, and I'm so glad that you do it. And I actually remember back before they broke ground and when they were talking about the store coming, I had no clue what Hy-Vee. I had never heard of it, right?
Oh, sure.
And when it came new to the area and they said that there would be a dietitian in-house, I was like, that's pretty amazing. Talk about that in-store piece, why it is so important. And the selection certainly is one thing, but to be able to walk around and actually look at the products, that beats being in the clinic.
Right. We really put a lot of emphasis on helping people make those decisions in the store. So it's really cool to walk around with customers in the store, but also we have a lot of signage in the store. So when we're not able to be helping people one-on-one, I have some things here out on the table that show those signage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you came with like to kick things off today. Like you already set the bar really high, Kacie.
Cool.
So this is gonna be kind of tough to match this.
But yeah, we have these really bright, vibrant, bright blue and teal signage pieces that we keep throughout the store, and we try to keep it really vibrant, so this is the thing that the dietitian thinks is the most nutritious choice in this
aisle.
I'll
hold it like this, because it's probably going to be out like this.
That's how to look, exactly like that. And we even have things that we choose each month, so I brought something like that too. There's a sauce that we choose this month for February, and for Heart Health
I had to see what it
what even is it?
We just talked about Heart Healthy Month during one of our digests. Super important.
Very cool. The other thing is actually true chicken, so a leaner protein. So we try to really educate the customer throughout the store. So if you're just paying attention as you're shopping, you'll see all those things. And it's just really cool to be able to educate a customer even when we're not able to be there with them. Yeah,
that's a pretty thing. I've openly, I will say I've worked with a dietitian. We talked about it actually when we were talking about setting this up. And there is an emphasis on the food thing, but I think the in-store thing is pretty amazing. The background you have, which you have some of that stuff demonstrated here today, you have gone through a whole bunch of training, but you said you had a good time all the way through it. Talk about the background that dietitian goes through.
Right. So when you think about dietetics and nutrition, of course, you have nutrition courses. So when you think about nutritionists, usually people have taken a nutrition course, but usually dietetics, you take extensive nutrition courses, and they take other things such as, I'm going to refer to my notes because there's a lot to
I couldn't even read off all the things and get through it.
Right. So I recall my nutrition education and counseling class that I really enjoyed because you got to have that practice when you're in undergrad. You also have to take a lot of food science and preparation classes because there's that side of it too, because you have to know about the actual food as well. You don't just know about how it helps your body. You have to know how to prepare it and help communicate that to customers and clients.
So you're part chef and part doc? No.
Sort of. I mean, if you want to think about it that way. But beyond just the food part of it, there's a lot of science that really goes into nutrition and being a dietitian. There was genetics. I remember organic chemistry was actually one of my favorite classes.
Oh my goodness.
I'm really weird, but that was one of my favorite. There was biochemistry. There was a lot of other things like accounting, psychology was required for at least my school. And that was another thing that I did want to touch on. You have to go to an accredited school or the classes have to be accredited, which is kind of a different thing for this degree. Mm-hmm. So I went to UCM. Mules was, this is Warrensburg.
UCM Mules? What?
That was our mascot.
The Mules. I like
yes. It's in Warrensburg, so that's down in Missouri. No one here probably.
No,
really
I wasn't even going to try to. Yeah, I didn't see your university jacket or something.
No.
Come on. Well, we'll get that. We'll work that into the next thing. If you come back, I mean, maybe you're like, get this guy. I don't think so. No, kidding. Yeah, it's extensive, but to take all that now, it's hard. I mean, eating right, being healthy is the message that we hear all the time, and I'm guilty of it as anybody else out there. But trying to get people motivated is so important in what you're doing.
Right, which is why we have some of the more extensive classes like the nutrition education counseling and the psychology class, because we want to be able to be more personable and relate to our customers and clients and help motivate them a little bit more and just be that person that they go to.
Yeah, and I've taken one of your classes.
That's right.
One of the food prep classes, which is fun that you can come out as a group and build meals, but they're healthy meals. And our family has tried things we've never tried before, and it was easy. It was easy to prep. It was fun to talk it out. I was a little late, so the ladies helped me get my stuff all prepped. But overall, it's about health. It's about eating right, and we look forward to just sharing all these new and great tips that you'll have for us in the upcoming months. And what's our first dive-in topic for next month?
Next month is National Nutrition Month, so I believe we'll be talking about that. I don't think we have anything pinpointed yet, but to be determined. Nutrition Month.
Well, I mean, that's right there is the best tease we could have ever asked for. TBA on the, no, just kidding. It's going to be a lot of fun. Kacie, thank you so much. We're hoping to come up and visit you two up at the store.
Yeah.
And make sure you stop in and say hey. And you can see her on other TV shows. You're a pretty popular person, just going to say.
Well, thank you.
We're lucky that we get you here on Talking Fitchburg, and appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking the time, Kacie. Looking forward to working with you, and we'll see you next month.
Yeah, see you next month. Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll take a quick break. You are watching Talking Fitchburg.